Hi there, this is Craig Beck, the Stop Drinking expert. Welcome to today's video blog, and the subject is Signs of Alcoholism. And the chances are, if you've ended up at this video or this blog page, that you've either detected behavior or habit in someone you love, someone you care about, that you're worried about, or you're starting to question your own behavior around alcohol. Both of those situations are very common. Let me see if I can try and help you by giving you some warning signs to watch out for. Now, the first problem with alcohol is actually it is a learned addiction. Nobody drinks and suddenly gets addicted overnight. Nobody wants to get addicted, and nobody believes they will get addicted. Because your first interaction with this drug is most likely stealing a drink off your parents, taking a sip of your father's whiskey or something like that. And what happens is you see all the adults enjoying this magic liquid that you're not allowed. And so, your curiosity is piqued already. You want to experience the grown-up stuff like your parents and like their friends. And so when they're not looking, you take a sip of your father's whiskey. And it tastes disgusting. You spit it out, you're like, ah! It's like there's fire in your mouth. It smells horrible, it tastes horrible. The aftertaste is disgusting, makes you want to feel sick. And you instantly think, my God, are they insane? Why do they like this stuff? I could never drink this stuff. I could never get addicted to this stuff. And when you first start drinking, you start on sweeter drinks, like cider and things like that. Shandies and things that are sweetened to make them palatable to you. And so initially when you start drinking, you can't imagine ever getting addicted to this disgusting stuff. And it's the very slow process of alcohol that traps people in this loop. And so many people are what you would classify as having alcohol use disorder or alcoholic or whatever you want to label it, but they're either in denial or they're not aware of it because of the slow, almost quicksand-like way that alcohol works. So to be called an alcoholic, this is really where alcohol has started to negatively impact your decisions in life. You're making bad choices and you're not fulfilling your commitments because of your addiction. The problem is the word alcoholic has a lot of stereotype attached to it. And we don't like the word. We see alcoholic as the guy in the park sitting on a bench swigging whiskey out of a brown paper bag. Now the problem is we look at that stereotype in our head and we compare it to us and our drinking behavior and we go, okay, not similar, I'm not alcoholic. And that is a mistake because the guy swigging whiskey in the park is an alcoholic, but he's just at the other end of the spectrum. And basically, if you're drinking every day, you have a problem with alcohol. If you're using alcohol to deal with life, to cope with life, then you have some sort of alcohol usage disorder. If you've ever had a drink first thing in the morning to help you get over a hangover or to steady your nerves, then this is a sign of alcoholism. If you're justifying your drinking behavior to others, this is a warning sign of alcoholism. Because if people are talking to you about your drinking, then this should be automatically seen as a warning sign and an indicator that something is not right. Whether you agree with them or not, you should see this as a flag because people don't talk about things that aren't on their radar. People are highly unlikely to say to you, "You seem to be eating a lot of carrots these days. Anything you need to tell me?" Unless you are eating a crazy amount of carrots. But, it's unlikely that carrots are going to be so prevalent in your life that someone's going to spot it. When your drinking becomes so much a part of who you are that people start noticing it, it's a warning sign. Now, back when I was a drinker, and I drank heavily for 20 years of my life, I spent perhaps a decade of that not dealing with the problem, but rather proving that I didn't have a problem. So I would consciously compare my drinking to everyone around me. But I had what is known as confirmation bias. I would kind of ignore the people who didn't drink as much as me as freaks, you know. They're boring, those people. And the people who did drink the same amount as me, I saw them as kind of normal. So it's dangerous to kind of compare yourself to others. If this problem is yours, as in if you've arrived at this video because it's your own drinking that you're worried about, look, what I'll say to you is this. People who don't have a drinking problem never find my website, never find my videos, because they never go onto Google or YouTube and search for signs of alcoholism. Never enters their thought process unless they're worried about someone else. So if this is about your behavior and you found yourself Googling, am I an alcoholic? Is my drinking normal? Signs of alcoholism, then this in itself is a very clear sign that you have to take action, and you have to take action now. Now, your first response to that will be, okay, I'll try and control my drinking. I'll try and cut down. I'll moderate my drinking. Now, I have a whole range of videos on drinking in moderation, but what I will say to you is this, is drinking in moderation is hell on earth, and most people, like 95% of people, can't do it. Because if they could, then they wouldn't have a problem with alcohol, would they? As soon as they started drinking too much, they go, moderate my drinking, success. Never happens. Never happens. Because the people who have a problem with alcohol can't moderate their drinking. So, if you get my book, Alcohol Lied to Me, I will recommend to you firmly that you quit drinking. No matter how scary that seems, or how unimaginable it feels to have a life without alcohol at all. But before you make any snap judgments, before you leave this video and say, rubbish, read the book first. Alcohol Lied to Me. It's available on Amazon as a Kindle download or as a paperback book. If you have any questions at all, or if you want me to make a video specifically about your concern around alcohol, please drop me an email via the website www.stopdrinkingexpert.com. Thanks for watching.